Sagittarius, Sagittarius rising and Sagittarius moon people. This is your weekly astrological and card horoscope for the week of July 17th, 2017. And yes, I'm doing a different kind of setup for this week's videos because those of you who have been following me for a while know that whenever I get new cards, whether they be Oracle or Tarot, and in this case both, I like to show them. I like to display them for people so they not only know better what I'm working with if they, haven't had a chance to see them, and also if they're shopping around, this might be something they want. So I've actually recently procured the Druid Animal Oracle, which I am absolutely loving in terms of use as an oracle, and you know me, it's really hard for me to find oracle cards that I like, which is why I tend to, use the same one a lot. And I've also gone back to an older deck. I don't know if I ever used this on video, but this is the Llewellyn Tarot. I've actually was using these way before my Scarlet Moon days, back when I was working a regular job. It wasn't on YouTube. I was, studying in college, all kinds of stuff. So this really takes me back. It's a beautiful deck, and I just felt called to use it again. Another quick announcement for everybody. I'm not going to be available to be doing readings between the 16th and the 22nd. I'm actually going to be out of town. So if you are ordering video files and things like that, those are going to go into a queue, and I'll be working with them in the order that they are received upon my return the evening of the 21st, through the 22nd. And if you are scheduling appointments, obviously it's just not going to be available. But, it's a self-schedule program on my website, so you don't even need to email me to schedule. So if you still want to work with those services, you want to get ahead of the game on the video files and, or schedule for when I come back, you can go to my website, integrativemysticism.com. It's the same place you'd go if you wanted to get the Tarot Home Study course, which is available for purchase and download for $35. You get over 3 hours of instructional video done by me, as well as supplemental documents, including spreads, interpretation sheets, and all kinds of things like that that I've taken, right out of the book that I'm working on. So what's going on with your astrology this week? This week is kind of interesting because we have all the peaks in the very beginning, and then it's really soft and relaxing for the end, the latter half. On Monday, we do have two tough angles going on, unfortunately, at the same time. We've got Venus, planet of love, harmony, and all of that good stuff in your 7th house of your closest one-on-one relationships. That's your boyfriend, girlfriend, BFF, business partner, husband, wife, roommate, all that kind of stuff, forming a tense square to your Neptune in your 4th house of home and family. And this kind of energy brings up a temptation. It's a prospect or an opportunity that is flawed from the ground up. When we think about tainted opportunities, compromised prospects, and things like that, this could be a financial arrangement that we should not be putting our money into. This could be a plan that we have hatched with a lover or somebody close to us regarding what to do with either our household, our family, or our funds. But it's not realistic, or this may actually be something going on where maybe actually pairing these two worlds in our life right now is not realistic, and it's almost like trying to force a square peg into a round hole. And what can happen, with this is that it's almost like getting something simply for the feeling of it, but not actually for the sake of achieving it. And there's other ways to have it be all about the journey. I don't recommend, losing time, losing money, or building aggravation over what I see kind of put on the table. And sometimes what happens with this kind of energy is that it's brought on to kind of appease another person, to put somebody at ease, make them feel better. But that's not, it's only going to end up hurting everyone in the end. We also have Mars in Cancer in your 8th house of shared resources and passive income, forming a square to Uranus in your 5th house of love, romance, and your relationships with your kids. And again, we're really looking at a fight that could actually erupt, possibly over finances, but most likely it's over time shared or time spent. and people kind of worried about who you're playing favorites with, or maybe a situation where somebody's pressuring you to hurry along, maybe coming forward with some kind of support, some kind of money, some kind of attention. This could be a situation where a child is pressuring you, or a parent, you being the child in this situation, or again, possibly a lover becoming impatient. But again, it's this person's impatience that's what's unrealistic, and it's almost like they'd rather sabotage the whole thing if they can't have it right now. So I don't recommend having this fight, because when Mars squares Uranus, people sometimes create problems just to have change for the sake of change, and that's not constructive. But I do think that, again, it's only for Monday, thank God. On Tuesday, we do have Venus, planet of love and harmony, forming a gorgeous trine to Jupiter in your 11th house of friendships and social networking. And this is a much better day. It's very, very polar. Everyone should just call out sick on Monday. On Tuesday, Venus's trine to Jupiter indicates a wonderful opportunity for your love life and your social life, coming from an expansion on an activity or on a pastime that you already spend with a treasured person. This could actually turn into a situation that becomes not only very, very regular, but it does become, sort of a foundation, bonding platform for you and a lover, or you and a potential lover. And so if you have any of those kinds of committed activities, whether they're sports, hikes, games, things along those lines, you may meet somebody through one of these means, or you may find that you and your partner are finding something of this to share of your very own, and it really does help everyone to really open up. It really does break the ice. So what's going on with your cards then this week? Well, for your Earth sector, when it comes to your work and finances, we've got the Two of Pentacles reversed. And again, it's time to start paying attention to where we need to not overcommit. We need to start making sure that we're not throwing too many balls in the air. The more we juggle, it seems, the more we drop this week. And the Two of Pentacles reversed can often show up where, you might actually have to make some tough decisions about canning, a lot of ideas and a lot of commitments that you have, because they are simply going nowhere. The nice thing about the Two of Pentacles reversed, though, is basically saying that this is all coming with a pressure to make room for something better. And so that better is already going to be on the table. Some of you may be dropping a job you've been gunning for a better opportunity that falls out of nowhere. Some of you may actually decide that you want to switch. I guess you could say you might want to switch employment situations entirely. Some of you may decide that it's time to move on to a different job. Some of you may decide that it's time for you to try and find a way to work with a different supervisor, or dump a bunch of just dead weight, it seems. And this week, it's like I said, it's almost like usually you don't see this. The replacement of that dead weight is coming to prove to you that it's actually it's actually safe to do. There's some things that you're keeping around as a security blanket you need to get rid of. For your communications with air, when it comes to your friends, your relatives, and the others in your life, we've got the King of Cups reversed. It looks like somebody's insecurities, somebody's emotional frailties, it's kind of becoming a bit oppressive this week. Usually with the King of Cups reversed, we kind of see a situation where a person's issues, whatever those issues are, the sun seems to rise and set with this person. This may be a friend or a family member. This may actually be somebody that we're normally very close to, but it's the walking on eggshells around this person which is becoming unacceptable. And the King of Cups reversed is indicating that this week may be a time where you do actually have to have some kind of confrontation or intervention about that kind of discussion. This person's issues may also be turning into a situation where it's not just affecting them anymore, and I'm all about allowing people to have personal accountability and having people, have their own business, be minded, don't get involved in other people's issues and things like that, don't intrude. But when it starts to do collateral damage, yeah, it's time to start paying attention. Now, this person may not be doing it to you, but you may have to be the voice of reason and intervene when he decides to do whatever it is he's doing, and it's starting to cause problems for other people that you both care about. For your challenge this week with fire, we do have the Ace of Wands reversed. This card can often indicate a need to pay attention to perhaps, laying low too much, Sagittarius. Where are you choosing to bow out? You may be turned off by a lot of situations. You may be deciding you're burning out on a lot of discussions that seem to be happening over and over again. But with the challenge with the Ace of Wands reverse is kind of saying, look, you're not if you're not finishing what you're starting, then you're no better. And the Ace of Wands reverse is saying, it may be time to pay attention to where, we've been kind of taking a bit of a platform of non-involvement for way too long. We're not intervening. We're letting sleeping dogs lie, but we're not checking to see if they're even healthy, if that makes sense. And that might be something to look and see here. If you're letting sleeping dogs lie, but the dog's not getting up for 12 hours, dog might be sick. And the challenge with the Ace of Wands reversed is to see what exactly have you been trying to, again, steer clear of that actually needs your prompt attention, all right? For your emotions with water, with your romantic life, we've got the Hierophant card reversed. And remember, reverse cards are not bad. Those of you who have the home study course, the reverse cards are just an extension of the vocabulary of the cards, and 2 of these are actually pretty good. So, don't think that just because they're all reversed that is a terrible thing. The Hierophant card reverse does indicate that there is an opportunity to get closer by, again, breaking some rules that need to be broken in your relationship or your relationship style this week. There may be an opportunity to get closer to a partner by, suddenly walking over some boundaries are coming down. Maybe there was something that we kind of had originally where there was kind of like a no boys allowed or a no girls allowed kind of situation, and all of a sudden those things are getting a little bit, we're mixing it up a little bit, and people are actually getting a lot closer because of it. Those may have been perfectly good rules for us or for the family way back when, but now it's time to actually kind of evolve into a new way of doing it. One of the things with the Hierophant card reverse that I really like is also paying attention this week to, where you and your partner are really going to, get more out of not copycatting those who came before you. If you've been trying really, really hard, or you notice maybe your partner's a little bit overly stickler for things like tradition and whatnot, it may not necessarily be giving a lot of you guys room to breathe, and you may catch yourselves doing it on accident in the way that you guys are dating, the way that you guys carry on your relationship, your marriage, or even the way you're parenting. And the Hierophant card reverse says breaking those rules this week, interestingly enough, is going to be the most freeing and bonding experience you're going to have with your partner. And I feel like it's actually going to turn into a bit more fun, a bit more enjoyable, pleasurable energy for you and your relationship when we go through that process this week. For your spiritual advice, we've got the card of the Swan. Okay, and the Swan is a card that often talks about transition. Okay, it's connected. It's attributed to to the pagan holiday of Samhain, which in modern times it's considered Halloween. When we get the Swan, it's important to pay attention to where it's a good idea to learn when and how we need to come to terms with a change or a transition or an alteration that's unavoidable. And, again, kind of like that Two of Pentacles reversed here, the nice thing, he was reversed actually, with the Swan card, it kind of shows up, we're saying, you've got better alternatives you can already see, whether it comes to people that you're interacting with or jobs that you're doing, whether it's methods that you're taking, paths that you're practicing. But for some reason, I think that, sometimes we worry that trading up or going our own way, or again, coming to terms with situations that are already in a situation where if they don't change, now they're just going to be stagnant forever. We're always worried about seeming disloyal or ungrateful for the practice or the tradition or the path or the pattern when it did serve us. And the Swan card upright is saying here, you've got to come to terms with needing to not only be actively involved, okay, like the Ace of Wands reversed here, and, but also at the same time, I'm not sure why we lost focus there, but also at the same time with the Swan card, it's basically seeing where, this opportunity for you to actually have, you know, the ideal relationship or the ideal situation materialize because we stopped trying to make, you know, build it with the same tools that may actually be primitive when you compare it to what's going on in your contemporary life and, you know, in your modern life versus the tradition as you knew them. So I hope that made sense. And I hope you found this helpful, guys. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And of course, if you ever want to get a session, you can always follow the links below, or you can go to integrativemysticism.com, same place you can go to get your Tarot Home Study course and start learning yourselves. I'll talk to you later.